forwards, I'm off trim. 3, 2, 1, release, release, release. Clean release.
The mothership carried our spaceship to approximately 50,000 feet above Spaceport America. Once the vehicles reached release altitude, VMS Eve released SpaceShipTwo Unity. During this phase, SpaceShipTwo reached a speed of Mach 0.85. Our pilots performed a series of maneuvers with Unity designed to gather data about performance and handling qualities while flying at high speeds.
Today we're going to be talking about Virgin Galactic, SPCE. I do have a position in Virgin Galactic, and none of this is financial advice. This is just me sharing my ideas and my research with you guys. It's super important to make sure that you do your own research and come to your own conclusions. It is 2:27 p.m. here in Michigan on a Friday. Today Virgin Galactic trades at $15.20, down 0.36% for the day. So yesterday's flight was a huge milestone for Virgin Galactic. They had their second standalone flight out of Spaceport America. Now, after all the researchers and scientists are done and they have a good idea of what the data is telling them, they plan to reach their next big milestone, which is having a rocket-powered flight from Spaceport America. CEO George Whitesides went on CNBC this morning, and he said that they're working very hard to get Richard Branson up into outer space by the end of the year and still have their first consumer flight. So I do have a video on my channel about my projected timeline for Virgin Galactic, and some people thought it was a little too optimistic, which it still might not, everything might not work out. But I'm going based off of what the company is saying and what they're telling shareholders, because obviously that's the best we can do. I know I was talking to somebody in one of my stock groups, and he said everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face, but we can use this timeline to kind of evaluate what's going on with Virgin Galactic and if they're moving in the right direction. So for them to be making this type of progress in an environment where the Roni situation has kind of devastated businesses, I think that they're doing really good. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I'll tell you about this change that I think is a positive fundamental change for them, and why I'm going to end up buying more shares. The fundamentals for Virgin Galactic are slowly getting better. In my last video, I talked about how NASA sees the value in partnering with commercial space companies for their researchers and their employees. When I first bought into the stock, I said that one of the risks was that they serve a very niche market, with that being the ultra wealthy. Then you narrow it down even more to the ultra wealthy who feels comfortable going into space. And then you narrow it down even more to the ultra wealthy who feels comfortable going into space and comfortable giving up $250,000. That's $250,000. This morning on CNBC, CEO George Whitesides said aside from working with NASA on the suborbital level, they're also having talks about sending people into orbit, and that a few of their customers have already expressed interest in that. Now, obviously, Chamath said that they can send people into space at a fraction of the cost of what NASA is doing. So with customers and researchers expressing interest in what this company is doing, that obviously means that the total addressable market might be a lot bigger than we thought it would be. It goes from just being the ultra wealthy who feel comfortable going into space to being government entities, researchers, and the ultra wealthy. Suborbital space flights can be used to send NASA's employees into space for training, just like George Whiteside said in the interview. I encourage you to go watch that. Used to send people into space for training before they actually leave the orbit, because obviously there's a lot of things that have to happen when astronauts leave the orbit. They have to secure the right dates. They have to go through a ton of regulations. So with the suborbital program going, people can actually get a little bit of that training and experience before they're able to go into space. And obviously that's going to generate a lot of revenue for Virgin Galactic and other space companies. So this is super exciting times, guys. I always keep it straight to the point with you. I don't like to fluff my videos at all. There's a lot to come with Virgin Galactic, and I'm excited to be a part of the ride and keep up with the story. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and comment down below. I really want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys are as excited as I am. Thanks for watching.